lollipop? Lollipop?
I can't, not during
No?
Q&A, but thank you. What is the first, I'm going way back. What was the first piece of music you ever wrote?
Oh, it was actually, I used to do a lot, oh my God, it's so loud. I'm so loud. I used to do a lot of musicals in high school. So if anyone's done musicals at any point, yeah. You know, during rehearsals, there's a lot of sitting around and waiting for things, lighting checks and all that stuff. So I would be down in the pit. And I remember I was obsessed with the Headless Horseman at the time. So I wrote a piece of music on the piano in the pit that I titled the Headless Horseman theme. And I could probably still play it if I thought about it, but that's the very first thing I actually remember writing.
Excellent.
You know, which was weird. I'm still obsessed with the Headless Horseman.
Now, you wrote this theme.
I did.
Very, well, no, but very early on. Very early on.
I know, I'm messing with you.
No, yeah, but like way before I think they were even doing pre-production.
Yes, it was before they even started shooting. You know, we did it. I wrote it in June of whenever the heck that was. Whatever year that was. I don't even know years anymore. I just know movies. I'm like, oh yeah, that was Batman, or that was like I don't remember the numbers. But I wrote it because we were doing something at Comic-Con. They were going to have like a big unveil, and they were going to do like a drone show and all of this fun stuff. And so Kevin Feige, who runs Marvel, said, hey, do you want to write the theme, and maybe we could premiere it at Comic-Con? And I was like, yes, let's do that. So I wrote the theme, and I had been thinking about it for a long time because I love the Fantastic Four. I love what it stands for. I love like the whole world that they embody, all of those things. I love Jack Kirby's art. I'm a big comic nerd. So I just jumped right in. And I remember Kevin saying like, well, what are you thinking? What are you thinking of doing? You know, and Matt and I had all these conversations, Matt Shackman, the director, and I basically told them both, I said, what I really think is that it should be a mashup of like The Right Stuff and the Disneyland Electric Light Parade. I said, to me, that feels like the future, right? That felt like correct. And even though it was in the 60s, I didn't want to just like retread what I had done on The Incredibles. So I wanted to do something completely in the other direction with it. And playing with the synths of the era, all of that was really fun. And then getting the choir in there to do things that you normally wouldn't do with them. And it was just a blast. So I remember when I told that to Kevin, he looked at me and he was just like, okay, we'll see. And he did that to me before a couple times, but when I played it for him, he was like, "Oh, I get it, yes." And everyone was, but what was really fun was then that Matt took that to the set, and he was able to play it for all the actors while they were recording. Because I had also done like Galactus's theme, the Silver Surfer theme. We did a whole big suite of stuff that we were able to use. So I think it was very helpful for them to kind of figure out, oh, that's the movie we're making. This is the tone, and it's so rare you get to do that. And I think anyone who's making movies should hire the composer first, and right? Hire the composer first, and then have them write their suite, because then they can all get on the same page from day one. Because man, people fight about what any movie is all along the way. It's really fun to watch.
And going back, you really got your 1960s on.
Yeah.
Tell us about a couple of the instruments. You had the farfisa?
Farfisa, yes. I mean, when's the last time you heard of farfisa?
In ARP 2600.
Yes, in ARP 2600. We had all of these crazy synths, the farfisa thing, of course, saxophone sections. There was all kinds of craziness going on. And the movie was constantly changing, too. So you were always like chasing things and then not chasing them and doing this, because as you work on anything, you're figuring it out as you go, Even in editorial, you go and shoot a film, but you really don't know what that movie is until you start putting it together, Even if the script, you have the whole script, it's just always, visually, it's always different. So it was a lot of experimentation, a lot of trying things. I actually wrote a whole nother score for this film that you will never hear. Well, maybe you'll hear it. I don't know. We'll release it, but you probably won't ever hear it because. And I just remember seeing it for the first time with the music, and something didn't feel right. And I was like, told Kevin, I was like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna redo a bunch of this. And he's like, wait, what? What are you doing? I'm like, yeah, because it just wasn't feeling right to me. Like it wasn't because the movie had been changing and things had been doing. That changes how you tell a story.
Yeah.
And for me, musically, like when I'm writing, I like to start at the beginning and end at the end. I always start from the beginning and go through that way. So I had built this out based on one version of the movie. And when I watched that music against the new version of the movie, I was like, oh my God, this is not working for me, you know? So I went back and redid a lot of it.
Do you always write backup scores to
No. I mean, you know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just never know. I mean, a lot of this is, you have to remember what we do is a best guess, right? Like everyone is just taking their best guess at something, and you're not always right. And even if other people think you're right, I always don't trust, you know, like if I'm feeling it, I'm feeling like, so I was able to go and thankfully we had like pickup days. You always have a few pickup days to go and get things in case you want to do it. So I went back and boy, did we have a pickup day. I just redid so many things just to make it right. I just wanted this movie to be, I loved this movie so much. It was so fun to work on, you know.
What's next for you score-wise, but also you're going to direct a movie?
Yes, I am, yes. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is not what I thought I would be doing with my life. I mean, I know that sounds stupid and ridiculous, but it's like, this is not what I thought I'd be doing. Like when I was a kid growing up, I thought, I'd be like working in a special effects house, blowing up miniature buildings and things like that. That's really what I wanted to do, and I still adore that side of the business. But directing was more what I thought I would be doing. And then music sort of happened first, and then didn't let go for like 20-some years. So when recently I did a thing called Werewolf by Night for Marvel, which was really a fun thing to do. Thank you. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's on Disney Plus, if you still have that. But I miss it. I missed making things, because as a composer, it's a very solitary thing. You're by yourself, and I missed that interaction with a group of people. To me, movies are the greatest group art form there is, you know? And when you work on a film, you get to work with every amazing artist known to man, everyone who can do anything, and it's just such an inspiring thing to do. So yeah, I'm going to be directing for Warner Brothers, and it's going to be really fun, and I can't wait to tell you more about all that.
It is always fantastic to
Thank
have you here.
Thank you.
Michael Giacchino.
Thank you, guys. You're going to have a great night.